Hello everyone, welcome back to Charmed Rewind! So I don't want to start with a happy start because honestly, this is kind of a heavy one to talk about, and it's not just the episode.
This is heavy.
It's heavy. I do have to bring up, unfortunately, since the last time we recorded, Julian McMahon has passed away. And it really sucks. Same thing with Shannen Doherty. We're not really a serious podcast, so we're going to try and make some jokes here, make people laugh. But I am really sorry that it happened. Julian McMahon was very talented. Shannen Doherty is very talented, and they're both featuring heavily in this episode that has a lot of bullshit going on behind the scenes.
A lot of what ifs.
Yeah, this is season 3, episode 22. All hell breaks loose. This is so weird because it is legit a really great episode.
Yeah.
But man, it pisses you off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. You see how a bunch of things could have gone better at this point. It really is a turning point for the show, in a lot of ways.
It's a turning point for the worst. This was, of course, the episode where Prue dies. Shannen Doherty directed it, although she did not know she was directing her character's ultimate demise. She was fired in between seasons because Alyssa Milano forced their hand, basically said, it's her or me. This has come to light more of the details. They should have
said it's you to her.
They should have said it's you because it got so much worse, and Alyssa Milano has never come out looking good with this. But yeah, there were a lot of rumors for a long time as to what really happened. Shannen Doherty on her podcast, she talked about what really happened. A lot of the things saying like, oh, she quit, she went to do her own thing, was a lot of PR talk basically, so that, there wasn't a bunch of things about her being fired from another job and being difficult to work with, stuff like that. So yeah, it was a lot of bullshit. And what also is bullshit here is that she directed this episode. She was the only female director out of, I think, 8 that they had total that directed more than once.
Wow.
So yeah, and she also I don't remember if it was her or Rose McGowan, but the one time they brought in a female director that was like an outside female director, so I don't know if it was like other people involved with the show in some way that directed, but they were really shitty to her and they were trying to like push her out or like push their limits or whatever. I don't know. They were doing something real shitty. So anyway, yeah, Shannen Doherty, I thought she did a great job directing this episode, and they're like, well, you gotta go. They also, they scripted this episode in a way that any of the sisters could have died depending on how things went. So I don't know if they even knew for sure who was going to leave, just that they had to get rid of someone. I doubt that Holly Marie Combs was on the chopping block because it was mostly Alyssa Milano and Shannen Doherty who were beefing, but they did script it in such a way that anyone could go. Maybe it would have ended with all of them going. They just start a new trio.
It's super weird in the end the way Prue dies, since she makes it out of that the first time. But
She didn't make it out though. She was about to get sniped when it rewound. She was about to get sniped when it rewound, so she was going to die too.
No, I just mean she survived the initial thing that kills her.
Oh yeah, well I guess in the rewound time,
Leo takes his sweet time.
Because Phoebe isn't there to call him. That's why he didn't come in time, and I guess.
But why is he never watching them? Stupid,
his one job.
Useless idiot.
I guess he has a bunch of other charges. Maybe he's busy doing something.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Always see him off with his other charges. He's so busy.
This is a really well done
up
episode.
There in the clouds watching TV.
Eating chips lazily. Yeah, this is a really well done episode, but there's a lot of things that don't make sense or aren't consistent about it. So we'll go over it. You ready to jump in?
Yep.
All right. So we open in media res. This is basically the end of the episode is what they start with. The sisters are urgently entering the manor with a Dr. Griffiths in tow. So this Dr. Griffiths, the girls explain that he is under attack. There's an assassin after him, but they don't know who. He's like, who? And they're like, we're not sure. Only Phoebe saw a vision that he was going to get killed, and they didn't really have a lot of time to look into it. So Prue and Piper are like, hey, Phoebe, go check the Book of Shadows, see if this is anything demonic. And she's like, okay, goes upstairs. But before she does, Piper is like, don't get hung up on that stupid cold potion thing. Because because, I quote, "the only ones we're concerned with saving right now is ourselves."
Wait a minute. What about me?
We don't have time to care about you.
They're in the midst of trying to save this doctor.
Yeah, they weren't even on the chopping block yet. This is during the good seasons. Only one we're concerned with saving is ourselves. Yeah, there's a storyline going on with Cole. They have the, of course, kind of Angel Buffy thing going on with Phoebe and Cole. But currently in the storyline, Cole has killed a witch because a demon has cast a spell on him so that he's evil or more evil than usual or whatever. And she's trying to create a potion to undo this spell. I had to do some research. I didn't remember the storyline that was going on. It took me a while to figure out what was, because this episode does not explain it that clearly.
No, Sharon's almost killed a witch in this one. They could have flung that woman into like a spike or something.
I don't think she was really supposed to be a witch, but who knows?
Yeah, it's not really said one way or another.
They definitely get an innocent killed by the end of this episode.
They sure do. Like, we got one, just kidding, rewind time is good enough.
Yeah, whatever. I had no idea what the fuck that potion was supposed to do with Cole, by the way. She just throws it on him and goes, "Pretty cool potion, huh?" And it just makes it look like the makeout potion. He just makes out with her. I'm like, what did that do? I had to look it up. I'm like, wait, what? What was the potion? But anyway, Prue doesn't know what this potion thing's all about. She's like, huh? What's going on? And then Piper's like, yeah. Cole told Phoebe that he killed a witch under a spell. How naive is that? Stupid naive bimbo. So yeah, I guess then I had to do some research. But anyway, Dr. Griffiths, during this whole thing, he's like, hey, wait, hold up. Can you explain, like, any of this conversation?
I love this is one of those stupid TV things where, time hasn't really passed since they apparently grabbed him at the hospital, drug him to the house, and he's like, at this point, I'm kind of curious.
Hey,
where are we going? What's happening?
Why did you grab me? Excuse me? I sat silently in the car for a while.
Yeah. All right, now that we're at your house, what's going on?
What's going on here? So Prue, she throws a guess out there. She's like, I think the demons are after you because you either help too many people or you're going to help someone that they don't want you to. They never explain ever on the show what they're after him for. Mm-hmm. Which seems really weird considering how important this story is, to the lore of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they throw out that he probably saved someone important, but I guess he doesn't in the end.
Yeah, in the end, fuck whoever he was supposed to save, because he ain't doing it now. Yep. But then after she throws this guess out, then Prue's like, oh yeah, the guy after you is this guy named Shax, and he's the Source's assassin. Like, what? They started the scene saying, we don't know who's after you, that we had this vision, and, Phoebe couldn't tell us who, but now they know that it's a demonic assassin named Shax.
Oh, that's messy.
And she just sent Phoebe upstairs to see if anything demonic was involved. She didn't say look up Shax, which she does, because she comes down with a vanquishing spell for Shax. So, why did they say that? Why did the scene go this way?
You must be kidding, aren't you?
How did Prue know this? How did Phoebe know this?
Prue knew because she's direct.
It's like they were writing as they were going along, just making up the story.
Oh, no, wait, let me check the script. Oh, Shax. That's who it is.
Did they see Shax? Because, again, they didn't know who was after him. Very weird. So then Prue's like, hey, wait a minute. I feel a chill in the air. Dun, 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 dun. What's going to happen later? The chill, of course, was Alyssa Milano throwing a fit behind the scenes. Get her off the show!
Yeah, I hear her yelling upstairs, whining.
I need my screen time! What about us, Phoebe? I feel her being a total bitch and ruining the show. So anyway, Prue's like, hey, Phoebe! It's because there's a wind blowing. A big hot wind is blowing, and Shax is bursting through the room in a big tornado. Phoebe's taking her sweet time, of course. Devil. Yeah. Shax blows. Shax is this big, buff, gray dude with long hair and comfy-looking pants. I find it hilarious that this is the guy that kills Prue.
He needs to go to Pleasantville and find his color or whatever.
I thought you meant Smallville at first.
No.
Because he seemed like a villain that would be on Smallville.
Sure, yeah. Oh, he's got the meteor poisoning.
Yeah, so Shax, he is played by Michael Bailey Smith, who's doing double duty here, also as the Source in this episode.
A much better version of the Source. I completely forgot they had a better version of the Source.
Yeah, this is his first on-screen appearance. He's very different than how they eventually portray him. He's also the one who portrays Balthazar, which is Cole's demonic half. He turns into another guy in the Darth Maul makeup. Mm-hmm. And it just seems very strange to have him be a regular. He's half of a main character.
Yeah.
But then he's also playing this villain who's just in gray makeup. It's not like both things. He's just wearing face paint. It's not any prosthetics or anything to change it. Mm-hmm. And then also playing the Source, but at least the Source, he's got, a hood on.
Yeah, you can't see his face completely blacked out.
But he's doing a lot of heavy lifting for someone that I feel like does not have that many thankful roles, honestly.
Yeah.
At least in this show. But anyway, he's about to kill Dr. Griffiths, and then Prue jumps in the way. She gets blasted into a wall.
Shax really takes his time. Like, he could have killed this doctor pretty quick a lot of times, but he's just like, I'm the end. He's slowly building up to it. I hope someone doesn't come down the stairs and stop me.
Well, he's got to blow his hot air at them for a while, so... So yeah, Prue is blasted into a wall created by Alyssa Milano. End of the episode.
Yeah. See Ask Phoebe inside that wall. It's like padded with her stupid magazine articles.
Boy, can you tell this is the end of their run together, because they share like 2 seconds of screen time and then Alyssa Milano's out. She's like, I'm going to spend the rest of the episode with Cole in the underworld. Fuck this noise. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think the episode was better for it, because I feel like Shannen Doherty and Holly Marie Combs got some real acting opportunities, and really Phoebe just seemed like she could not give a shit.
Yeah, Phoebe belongs in the underworld. That's her home.
I wonder
Leave her there. Leave her to burn.
I wonder if during those sections when Shannen Doherty was directing, she gave her like bad directing so she would look worse in the episode.
I don't think she needed any help.
I feel like, some earlier episodes Alyssa Milano could act. But she really does not seem to care. Maybe it's just the tension. Maybe she didn't care. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so Piper jumps in to help. She also gets blasted into the wall. Dr. Griffiths is about to become toast, and that's when Phoebe comes downstairs with a spell that blows.
Down. Yeah, I guess I pulled this out of my ass.
Yeah, she has a vanquishing spell for Shax.
Go away, come again some other day.
Fiddle-dee-dee, get Shax away from me.
Like, how did she know to find the vanquishing spell for Shax? She was sent upstairs to just find out if something demonic was going on. Mm-hmm. Does not make sense.
Well, maybe she did give her some good direction upstairs and said, like, hey, you're looking for Shax.
Oh, I didn't realize. We already knew. So she has a spell that blows. He turns into wind and escapes in a burst of hot air. Ha ha ha. But because it was only her, it didn't actually vanquish him. They say through this episode inconsistently they need 3 of them to do it, but they don't say it's a power of 3 spell, just that they need 3 witches. Mm-hmm. But in the end, they just need 2 later. So I guess just 2.
Phoebe is superfluous.
I guess they do say, like, oh, maybe it needs to have more than 1 witch to be more powerful. So maybe, like, the other 2 were fine without her. They were powerful enough without Phoebe.
Phoebe doesn't add anything.
So while this is going on, Piper and Prue, they're lying on the ground after being blasted through that wall. They're dying. There's a bunch of blood on their faces and behind them. And we get a good view of, like, Prue's giant insect belt buckle. Mm-hmm. There's, like, a big beetle on it or something. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Throughout this episode, too, she has, I think, a temporary tattoo, like, on her wrist. Like, under her watch, there's, like, these bright flowers that I don't think was a tattoo that she normally had. But it doesn't, like, she's wearing all black and kind of, like, biker chick outfit through this episode. But then she's got these, like, rainbow flowers that you can see pretty prominently when she's, like, crying into her bloody hands and stuff later. And, I don't know, just noted it. But anyway, Phoebe comes over, she calls Leo in, he heals them, and then nothing else bad happens in this episode. Cut to credits.
Today's gonna be the best day ever. Yeah. Ain't nothing horrible gonna happen today.
So, Prue and Piper, they go off to go find Shax. Phoebe and Leo are staying with Dr. Griffiths. So they go outside, and Piper is convinced that Shax is not going to attack them in broad daylight. Why?
Yeah.
almost every attack on the show happens in the middle of the day, including the one that
just happened.
And if they're talking about outside, well, that happens a lot too, and in this episode, multiple times.
Does. Yeah, they have a lot of weird assumptions about Shax.
Yeah, and I don't know why, because they're like, oh, they're more insidious than that. Like maybe they're trying to imply like he's really bold and he doesn't care if he attacks, but he is also the Source's personal assassin, and the Source helps them reverse time in order to stop the exposure that happens in this episode. So if he was the Source's assassin, why would he not care about exposure?
I don't know.
This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is when Shax blows in. And then Piper blows him up, and she shouts, "Blow this!" This whole thing blows.
Fortunately, the reporters smelled that.
Yeah, they're... Huh? What's going on over there? It took a while to figure out why there was a news report happening live on that street. I still don't know why it was live, but like, they have one line at the beginning where she's like, yeah, they think this neighborhood's built on a fault line. Huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, so they blow him up, and then Piper and Prue are like confused. They're like, did we kill him, or did we do anything, or I don't know. I guess
Does
it's
he
done.
have more HP? We'll find out.
I don't know. He kind of disappeared. It's a little hard to tell if it's a vanquish or just a retreat.
Yeah, another phase.
Oh well. Let's go inside. So they leave.
This boss fight just won't end.
Meanwhile, a news reporter that just happened to be nearby was filming the whole encounter and broadcasting it live. She says, "You saw it here first, live." There's text in the corner that says live.
Then they act like it maybe wasn't, but it also was.
Yeah, a little confusing as to how they think live television works in this episode. So back at the manor, the girls tell Dr. Griffiths that he has to keep them a secret under veil of threat.
Like, you will not let anything bad to happen to you.
We saved your life. We can easily take it away.
We'll finish what Shax started.
And he's like, nah, you saved my life. The least I could do is protect yours. And he definitely keeps that promise. This is when Phoebe, she's like, yeah, all right, I'll walk you to the door. She says it to him as if he's mildly inconveniencing them. Like, dude, you kidnapped him off the street or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just the one reacting to stuff. And Prue's like, I'm not really convinced that we got rid of Shax. And Piper is like, I don't know, he easily poofed away like they always do. I think it's fine. She was the one that was confused if they vanquished him too, but now she's like,
it's fine.
I don't care anymore.
Stop going on about that.
Prue's like, well, there's probably a reason there was a vanquishing spell for him in the Book of Shadows, and we didn't use that. But by that logic, she should probably wonder why whoever wrote it down knows how to vanquish him since he wasn't vanquished yet, so...
Yeah, it's true of a lot of the shit in the Book of Shadows, isn't it?
Yeah, at least this one, they don't say it's a power of 3 spell, which it's confusing why any of these are written down when they're the charmed ones, so why did anyone know or...
Yeah, like whether the show wants there to have been other powers of 3 or if they're the only ones until they're like, well, you can have a couple, I guess, if you lose one of your actors.
If you got a spare sister, it's fine.
It's insane to act like, yeah, these things are around forever until, I don't know, this little period where there's these 3 sisters. And then after that, you're screwed again.
Yeah. Leo orbs off to go check with the elders, and then Piper kind of snarls at him as he orbs away. Mm-hmm. She like moves her mouth like weird. But then she tells Prue that she's being paranoid. She's like, we kicked
Shax's ass. We bad.
Kick Shax's ass.
But now that that's over with, Phoebe can go make that potion for Cole. She's like,
back to my thing.
You're being paranoid.
It's like before Phoebe was making things all about how Cole always was ruining her life. It was like, I gotta go save Cole, and it was all about her and her relationships all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. And all of that,
it's almost like there's a theme with Phoebe.
Yeah. This could have been prevented if she didn't, choose Cole over her family, but whatever.
Or if they had gotten rid of her.
Or if they'd gotten rid of her. Prue and Piper are like, yeah, you're being real dumb for believing that guy. But she's like, Cole's good inside. I know it. And all of this stuff is extra infuriating to watch, knowing what they eventually do with her and Cole, where she's like, she's predisposed to evil and nothing can change that. Because she's like, oh, he was under the influence of something else. It's not his fault. Versus later when she's like, it's always Cole's fault no matter what, even if he was under someone's influence.
Has to be a contrarian.
Yeah. So like, Prue died because of her stupid thing with Cole. I mean, because if she'd been there, they could have killed him. But also, like, or they could have killed Shax. But, like, then she throws it away and is like, fuck Cole through the whole thing. So it's like, what was this all for?
Yeah.
What was this all for? For Alyssa Milano.
It's not like there's anything pressing with Cole right now either. It's like, I have to need to save him from sleeping in hay a second longer.
All he's doing is sleeping in hay. He can wait a sec.
Like, I love, the underground. It's, usually just stupid cave set. I guess they made it up a little bit for Cole here. He's got some pillars and hay. It's like,
pillars and hay. That's all you need.
The demons have like a Best Western or anything to stay in. Like, no, it's just a stupid cave everywhere, except the source has got like a pretty sky behind him.
Look, it's basically hell, okay? Like, if they want somewhere nicer, they gotta go to magic school.
Yeah. Living it up there. They won't keep, they won't keep the building in good shape. But this is a lot nicer. Can put hay anywhere here.
I like that Prue and Piper are like, you're being a dumb idiot. Oh, you want us to help send you to hell? Okay, twist our arms, why don't you? And they help send her to hell. Off screen, she's like, hey, help send me to hell. And they're like, okay. And the next time you're like, oh, she went to hell.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Phoebe goes to hell, the final nightmare.
If only. And we didn't have, 5 more seasons.
Yeah. Phoebe's nightmares.
Yeah. Cut to the underworld. Cole is sleeping on some hay in his stupid black robe. He's wearing a little black hooded robe with a little silver clasp on the front, sleeping in hay, because what else are you going to do in hell?
Phoebe saunters in.
I didn't know you had it so nice down here. You had it too good for too long.
And she's like, you want to see some real hell? Here's a taste of the future. Ask Phoebe article. No!
Yeah, I'll let you die, Cole, but on my terms.
And follow your heart and shit.
No! So Phoebe beams on in, and she helps Cole up, and there's a bunch of hay stuck to his robe. It just looks stupid. They're like, what stage business should we give him? What do we have here? I don't know. Can he be laying in some hay? He's got a pillow, too. He's got a little pillow for his hay sleeping.
Real Buffy moment where she looks dumb because she's got hay in her hair.
He's got hay in her hair!
Oh, you idiot.
You idiot. Angel would never love her with hay in her hair. So anyway, Phoebe's like, I've come to bring you back, Cole, and then he strangles her. Seems like a reasonable response. This could have been how it ended.
It's a response to Phoebe, sure.
Yeah. Maybe if he'd killed her in the end like that, then it would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how they could have killed her off.
Yeah.
Have Cole just strangle her to death.
Yay.
Yay. So, cut to the news station. Here's when things get really weird. Okay, so this woman who was filming this report, she goes to this meeting with her boss and all the other people at the station. They're like secretly viewing this footage. And then they go, oh, did this footage hit the network feed yet? But this footage was live. They say during this same scene, this broadcast live to 200,000 people. Mm-hmm. Why are they worried about, has the network seen this yet? What do we do with this? It's already out there.
Yeah,
why are they having this debate about whether to follow up on this story? They could have stayed there.
Yeah, they're acting like they didn't broadcast it live, kind of like, do they even want to unleash this on people even though it's out there? It doesn't make any sense.
It's all during the same scene, so it's confusing as to how they think live TV works. Mm-hmm. What the logic is there. They could have done the episode exactly the same if she had just stayed there and then just gone to the house or trailed them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There was no reason to have this scene.
No.
Well, my work is done here.
What do you mean your work is done? You didn't do anything.
Didn't I?
They're debating what it was. They're like, maybe this is some military operation or it was a publicity stunt. And they're like, a stunt for what? Man, I don't know. They set it up and they knew you'd be out there or something. We don't want to send this footage out and look like fools again. It's already out there.
Yeah, you already broadcast it to a lot of people, apparently.
Yeah. So they end the scene by going like, yeah, let's find out more. Cool. This is even worse than like Phoebe's paper as far as like, hey, what do we do? What stories do we do? I don't know. As long as the love advice columnist is front and center. So, meanwhile, Prue and Piper, they've gone back outside to investigate. They're looking at some leaves. Like, they're like, I don't know, maybe Shax has left some evidence in the leaves. Just some poor excuse for them to be outside.
Poos in the leaves.
Yeah, he leaves the trail. No, he's this way. It's still warm. They're loudly talking about being witches. Prue's like,
Ever since I was a witch, I've discovered that.
They're walking past a little girl, like 3 feet away from her, like, we're witches. And she gives them a weird look, and then they look at her like, what's that about? And like, you were just saying you were witches in front of her. That's not even anything to do with the news report.
The weirdest thing, too, is they dub in the little girl saying hi, like nothing's wrong, and then Piper stares a hole through her.
Little girl, what? No one says hi to me.
I also think it's very weird that, like, okay, so this is supposed to, like, her mom grabs her and then takes her inside. This is supposed to be people who've seen this on the news, and they're like, oh no, these are witches or something.
Except
evil
for the high
whatever.
thing. That kind of why did they put in the high? That was so dumb.
Maybe the little girl's just curious.
But if she's supposed to be scared of them.
I don't know, she was scared. She was just looking at them and she went, hi.
It kind of takes away from, like, you don't know what they're thinking when you put in a friendly hi. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think she was fine with them, but the mom was scared and she brought her back in.
I just feel like it detracts from what
I think
they're
they
going
just added
for.
the hi because they thought it was awkward and silent, so they were just like, add something in so they look back.
Point. It should have been awkward and silent.
I don't know. So yeah, but they're reacting to this, so why isn't anyone else at their house? It takes forever for the news, for a crowd, for anyone to show up and be like, hey, what was that thing we just saw live with you exploding a man on the news?
Well, people had to wait to see if the news wanted to verify the thing they already broadcast.
Their neighbors know about it. Why is
we're not going to be interested in this until the news people decide in a backroom meeting whether they liked that footage or not. They gave it the thumbs up. Let's go check on them.
At the police station, Daryl gets pulled over by his captain, and he's like, hey, it looks like those rumors about you and the Hollowells were true.
Yeah,
the Hollowells. But so he's saying these rumors that, like, the Hollowells are into, like, witchcraft or some weird stuff, and you're in on it with them. Looks like it's true. He doesn't seem concerned that one of his officers seems to be involved with some cover-ups of supernatural sorts. He doesn't seem to have any emotions other than, looks like that's true. Look at the news.
Yeah.
What? And later,
Daryl's like still on the job. Like nothing happens to Daryl because
he
of
sends
this.
him out to go get them to interview them at the station. It's like, hello, he's the guy you think is corrupt and working with them. Why didn't you send them anyone else?
You're in on this? Anyway, go get them, will you?
What? There's other police there, but, like, Daryl's the one that's in charge, ready to...
Yeah.
But why? They're protecting them, but why?
It's just like, if they thought a police officer's on the take and they're just like, oh, it looks like you were on the take. All right, go off and go get your mobster friends.
That's his captain. Why didn't they have anyone else at the station say this? And then you could have the captain off screen chewing him out or something if you don't want to get that deep into it. I do like when Daryl sees the footage and he just goes like, oh no. So, at the manor, still, no one has shown up to ask about this yet. There's no one at the house yet, despite this being all over the news, re-airing.
Mm-hmm.
People know who they are and where they live, but still, they're like wandering around the kitchen. They have the news on in the background, but they have not noticed this.
Mm-hmm.
Prue is on the phone. She's asking about Dr. Griffiths. He's in surgery at the moment. And then she states with so much confidence, there's no way Shax is going to attack him there. But why?
The code of the demon. Kill anyone, anytime, any place, except during surgery.
Yeah, they seem to act like there's some unspoken demon code that they won't attack during surgery. But, like, they've already established that this is a character who doesn't care about exposure. They're exposed anyway. And also, they're trying to stop him from saving someone's life. So why wouldn't he stop him in surgery?
Shax is like, I'm a demon, but I'm not a monster.
This is important to the episode, the timing of the episode, that they have to go rescue Dr. Griffiths after he gets out of surgery, based on this assumption pulled out of thin air, which is apparently correct. This makes no sense to me.
No, it would make more sense if they found something indicating that, it would take Shax so much time to
Yeah. That there's like a ticking clock that they have to get to him because they're acting like, oh, we got to run with him because Shax is coming.
Yeah, he has to still pull himself together after the last time they blew him up or whatever.
Yeah, like we have 8 hours to do this or, something.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when Daryl calls them and he's like, hey, look at the TV, dummies. And they look over like 2 feet away and then, on the TV, there's us.
I like he just tells them turn on the TV. He doesn't tell them what channels. Like, I imagine they're not on every single channel.
It's the television version of TV where every channel.
Yeah. I love that they turned it on and it was just some random movie or something. Like, Daryl.
But it was playing. It was already on. They didn't turn it on. It was playing the footage of them that whole time.
But I like to imagine it wasn't on. They turned the TV on. It's just like in the middle of Scream or something. Daryl, that's not. I forgot to tell you where to tune to. But
that footage of them was playing the whole time. It took Daryl to make them like have peripheral vision and like listen to, huh? So right at that very moment, now that they know, that's when the station that was airing this live has arrived back at the house at their door to report on it live
Magic
again.
Timing.
Yeah. More live. Is this airing? Live. Should we air this? Live. So after the commercial break, there's a big crowd of people, and Daryl's making his way through them to go inside.
And he goes, this live footage is not being aired. And then they're like, oh, okay, let's all leave.
All right. Amongst these reporters, there's this kooky lady who's claiming to be a witch. She's kind of hippy-dippy. This will become important later. It's not just an annoying little detail they've added. So inside, Piper complains that what they're doing is illegal. Like, can't you do something? And then Daryl's like, killing someone on TV is illegal too. And Prue's like, we can kill him anyway. And Daryl's like, all right, I've called for backup. But like, for what? What are they going to do? Backup for what? What's going on? They're protecting them? What does his captain think at this point? I don't know. He wants Daryl to bring them in for questioning. Again, I don't know why Daryl, if he's the guy that they think is working with them. Maybe they're like, he's the only one they'll trust. I don't know. Piper is bitching at Prue. She's like,
we shouldn't have followed Shax onto the street. Just let the innocent die.
And Prue's like, yeah, we're not going to let the innocent die, you idiot.
Yeah, it's so refreshing to hear her chew them out for that.
Prue is just absolutely fucking done in this episode. She is the superstar because she is calling everyone out left and right. She's justifiably angry about so much. And then her sisters are being
Prue to come in and yell at them every time they're like that later on.
They really needed her to call them into account because I do feel like all of them are kind of grouchy, bitchy characters, but there is a level of like what's acceptable and what's not. And she called them out on a lot of stuff, trying to do the right thing. Piper is always the one that's dismissing them or whatever, but then she sort of became the older sister in charge or whatever, so it just became like she dismisses and whatever she does, she says goes, while Phoebe's just off doing her own thing. And then Paige is like, I don't know, I'll be bullied a while.
Yeah, it's like, it's always fine to have it, be part of their characters that they want to have normal lives sometimes or whatnot. But they made the show about them complaining that they ever have to do anything regarding the supernatural world.
Yeah, it was just the forefront of everything.
Do something, do it!
But anyway, so Leo orbs in, and then Piper bitches at him. She's like, where have you been? Even though they sent him to go ask the elders about what's going on, so like they know where he's been consulting the elders, but also apparently he knows about all of this exposure stuff already, so we don't get to see him find out. He's just like, hey, so it's big news up there. Elders aren't too happy about this exposure issue. Hey, how about they send the cleaners in to... Oh, wait. It's almost like that was a dumb thing to add and pretend like it was always a thing.
Yeah, especially when this is a big part of the show now after this point.
They could have said that the cleaners were created in response to this very instance.
That would make some sense.
But I guess this didn't occur in the final timeline, because they reverse time or whatever, but like... I don't know.
Oh no, do the elders not remember? Apparently the underground doesn't change.
Yeah, I don't know. Unclear what the elders know or care about. But there were a lot of things that they could have done differently.
Well, Leo's up. If it doesn't change, up in Elderland, that's where Leo is supposedly at that point. So that means he should know.
No, he was in the underworld with them, but he should know they were in trouble. Oh, well, then
if he's in the underworld, he definitely should have known that they were in trouble. I wrote that in my notes.
He was in the underworld where time's not affected. He should have known. He could have just beamed up and saved them immediately, but he didn't.
Like, even if Leo somehow rewound for no reason, he's still up in Elderland. If that's the other, if he rewound for no reason, even though he's not supposed to, either place he's supposed to be, he should know what happened.
Yeah, they also, so the beginning of season 4, they do basically pull a bunch of bullshit, and they're like, well, you know, Cole and Leo had to help Phoebe, like, escape the underworld, and she's fine now, she didn't, whatever, and, like, just, like, really quickly brush over that thing. But then it's like, okay, but even if he stuck around and there was some issue there, I don't think they ever really explain why he didn't arrive on time. But even if that was going on, he knows this is a time-pressed issue, and that Cole did not go to warn them because he was helping save Phoebe's ass. Yeah. So why did he not go try and save them? Like, his wife was in danger too. It wasn't just Prue. They could have both died.
Served him right.
Whatever. So yeah, Piper bitches. She's doing more bitching. She's like,
tell the elders to get a move on with saving our asses. We're the ones we care about saving.
And Leo's like, well, if we can't fix this, it's going to undermine all of the good that you've done or will ever do.
What?
And then Piper says, maybe this is our destiny and it wasn't meant to be. What? Does she think like, maybe we'll just live normal lives after this and whatever? Like, I'll give up saving innocence. Maybe this is our destiny?
I'm not sure if she's saying that or she just thought, you know, maybe magic was supposed to be come out in the open, but
I don't know.
I'm not sure the intent.
Well, they're acting like she's giving up because Prue says don't give up. So
maybe.
But I'm glad that Prue, the one who's like, hey, let's not give up and try, is the one who dies, and not literally either of her sisters. I would have taken either of them going. So this is when Prue is like, hey, Dr. Griffiths is going to get out of surgery soon. We got to catch him before Shax does. Again, it's theory pulled out of her ass.
Yeah.
This is insane logic. So Leo is like, well, you can't vanquish Shax without all three of you. Which is a problem since Phoebe's being an idiot in the underworld. They can't get her. They can't contact her is something that they establish. But then later they just vanquished Shax with 2 of them. So they didn't need Phoebe for this.
They can't contact her, but Leo can beam down there and find her really easily.
Yeah, he said, I can't find her until I'm down there because I don't know, he couldn't pinpoint her until he was in the underworld, but then they just show him immediately showing up, so it didn't really seem like that was much of an issue.
Yeah, maybe if they showed him, like, come in there and he's, like, beaten up because he had to fight demons or something.
Yeah, and then, like, Cole acts like it's completely insane that he would go down there, and it's like, but why? Nothing happens to him.
Yeah.
He could just orb out.
He just comes down backwards. How do you do, fellow demons? Oh, I guess he's a demon.
Yeah, he's one of us. He's wearing a black robe, the demon uniform. That's what they do later, just wear black clothes. Like, yeah, I guess it's a demon.
Yeah.
So Prue's like, hey, Leo, can you orb us to the hospital so we can get Dr. Griffiths? But he says that the elders have forbidden him from doing this because they don't want to risk further exposure. So why help anyone?
Yeah. Oh, the elders are dicks, maybe?
I do think Piper was justified when she says,
cowards!
It's like, oh, we're powerless to help you.
Yeah, the elders are dicks. They're always in it for themselves. Yeesh.
Oh no, things are getting intense down there. Do not offer any help.
Yeah, I don't understand.
We did it.
Yeah. I don't understand, like, Charm's extreme focus on characters who are self-centered. Because it's like, the elders are like this too. Everyone's in it for themselves. Like, why are there so many characters that are like this? And the characters that aren't in it for themselves are bullied by the characters who are in it for themselves.
Yeah.
Leo's bullied left and right. So meanwhile, Prue, the only good sister, she's ordering everyone around. She's like, you do this, we're gonna do this. So we gotta go save the innocent, despite this danger to ourselves. Like, they're like, if you go out there and all this exposure and all this other stuff's going on, she's like, we'll figure this out later, because we gotta go save this guy. You know, her heart's in the right place, but again, I don't know why she thinks surgery is is when they need to get him, or why they didn't just keep him in the house if they thought he was in active danger. Not sure.
Well, they thought they vanquished him.
They thought they did, but then she's like, we didn't, and he's in danger right now. But why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So then they just run out the door, jump into the van, and drive off?
Yeah.
How did they manage that?
Yeah, it becomes an issue later that they can't just do that.
Yeah, apparently there's a bigger crowd later, but even when it's just at the crowd size it is now, they're at the door, they're all around the house. How did they not see that?
Mm-hmm.
Why was the driveway not blocked just by people trying to see?
Yeah, didn't make a lot of sense.
So they take off, and supposedly no one follows them, but there's something about them, like, tracking their car or something. I don't know. In the underworld, Phoebe punches Cole off screen, and he falls lightly into some hay. I love this, too. Okay, so that other scene ended with him strangling her. She punches him lightly, he falls in some hay, and then he gets back up and, like, strangles her again. I'm like, what?
And that's when she pulls out her pretty cool potion, right?
This is the scene where that happens, yeah. Apparently
why didn't she just do that from the beginning? What was the point in, like, waiting and then going, oh, I'll see how many times he chokes me, and then I'll throw this pretty cool potion on him.
Punch, strangle. Apparently he was strangling her because he wanted to dump her. I'm like, there's other ways to dump someone, you know?
Like, it's Phoebe.
He nearly could have escaped if he just gotten away with dumping her. She's like,
No, you're stuck with me until I say.
She's like, no, I'm gonna get what I came here for. And Cole's like, it's too late for me. I'm evil. But she believes in him. She's like, you never would have killed that witch willingly unless something was happening to you. Like, oh, how quickly the turns have tabled. Then he goes back to strangling her. And that's when Phoebe hits Cole with the make him good potion. I'm not really clear exact. She just says pretty cool potion, and then he makes out with her, so you just kind of gotta guess what's going on here.
Mind-altering drug?
Him making out with her should have been a sign that he's still evil, to be honest. And Phoebe's like, oh, well, let's just go home.
Yeah, we're fine.
And then Cole, who's actually thinking about things, he's like, demons are gonna keep coming after me anyway, and that's probably bad news for you too, so I guess we'll just stay here.
Instead, we'll make a nice home here.
Yeah,
I'll shovel up a bit more hay for you.
Yeah, we'll make a hay bale for 2. I'll get you another pillow. That's fine. I'll get you a robe. What size are you? So, at the hospital, Dr. Griffiths, he's out of surgery, so that's when Prue and Piper gotta grab him and start running, like, it's urgent!
This is what happened, I guess, the first time, and he never questioned them till they got to their house.
Yeah. They're like, Shax knows surgery is done, we gotta go! And this is when Shax blows in, and then he blows Dr. Griffiths. And I guess they were right. Surgery was off limits. So then the girls say the vanquishing spell, and it works for real this time. He blows up with an actual explosion, so the power of 2 is fine.
Yep, as long as Prue's involved.
As long as Prue's involved. The news followed them, so they're once again broadcasting live. And then the crowd applauds!
Mm-hmm.
This is the credit they deserve at last. They didn't really explore this very much. The fact that, like, maybe there were some good sides to this. They were getting, like, lauded as heroes, for blowing up that evil guy.
Yeah.
But they see the cameras and then they, like, grimace, like, oh, this is bad. So anyway, they go back to the manor. I don't know how they managed to get back in there, but they did. Off screen. This is where the crowd has grown substantially. People are outside, they're holding signs that say, repent, lead us, beam me up, and touch me. I love when, like, people working on shows have to come up with, like, signs for people to hold and, like, just reading all the, like, dumb things they've written.
They should have had ones like Prue 316.
X-Pac smokes ass.
Feedpoc.
Yeah, Shax smokes ass.
Yes.
Blows ass. Anyway, Prue is wondering how the news knew they were going to the hospital, despite the fact they know who they are and their license plate, and the whole city saw them vanquish a demon live, and it's pretty good news, but apparently they had to track them. I don't know how else they could have followed them there. So Piper is looking at all these interview requests. I think they were faxed to them? She's pulling a bunch of papers out. I think they faxed them.
All right.
And she's like looking at all the like normal suspects, but then she's also like Sports Illustrated. And then Daryl makes this joke about wanting them for the swimsuit edition, and then they look like they're gonna blow him up.
Shut the fuck up, Daryl.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. I do like this dynamic here. And you know what? That probably was in canon. I mean, like once Ask Phoebe's around, they're like, yeah, swimsuit issue.
Yeah.
So on the TV, that's when they see Dr. Griffiths doing an interview about them, just like he promised he wouldn't do.
Wearing a wig.
He's wearing a toupee for some reason, but they don't call attention to it. And there's like, it's you just see it on the screen. They don't actually show it like in clear view. Like you don't see the interview outside of on like the SRT screen, and like you could barely tell he has the wig, but then you're like, no, that's a wig for sure, because this is like a bald character. And I don't know, this must have been some detail they added in, like they're like, oh, he likes looking good for the cameras. Because otherwise it's kind of like, well, they asked him to keep their secret, and it's not a secret anymore,
yeah,
so I'm not really sure if he's breaking a promise.
He's not really doing anything at this point.
He is saying things about like their book and all this other stuff, and you know, he is spilling the beans about things that
but he's still making them look good. He's saying,
I don't know, is he?
He's saying they saved him and stuff, so
that's true.
So it's, you know, points in their favor more than people just being like, oh, are they randomly blowing things up?
He's like, no, wait a minute. They saved me.
So honestly, at this point, it's probably helpful to have someone come up and say, yeah, they were helping me.
He was wearing a toupee here, but when he was saved, he wasn't. He ain't fooling anyone. People saw him for who he is. Just accept it, man. So this is when Leo shows up again. He's like, all right, the elders have an idea. You can contact Tempest, and he can reverse time. Tempest is the demonic sorcerer played by David Carradine with stupid hair.
Right.
Who can alter time. You might recall at the end of the episode, he was seemingly vanquished, and they're like, hey, didn't we vanquish him? And he's like, Leo's like, no. You just sent him back to hell and he was weak. It's fine. It's all right. As long as he's off screen, we can use him again. Because David Carradine isn't showing up again. I also feel like there are probably better solutions to this situation than contacting Tempest. And they have a lot of other time travel bullshit that comes up later that makes this even more useless.
They can barely sneeze without time traveling later.
Yeah. I also think that this is... I don't know, interesting, I guess, that their other major character death before this, which was Andy, involved Tempest and time reversing itself in a seemingly unavoidable death that happened once they reversed time. And then they do the same thing with Prue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Are they just repeating themselves? Like, they bring Tempest up in this one, too.
Those who refuse to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And they just rewind it and they don't remember it, so they learn nothing.
They learn nothing. So this is when that kooky lady claiming to be a witch outside, she busts in asking to be part of their coven. And then pissy Prue flings her out of the house. She's like,
really
what's wrong with you? Get out of her house. She is justified, but it doesn't really turn out well for them. I do love how often Prue just flings people in this episode. They are working overtime with the wire work in this one.
I love it. She just gets completely done and starts flinging people.
This episode, people being flung left and right. I don't know what the exact fling count is, but there is a lot of people getting tossed around. Prue is tossing a people salad here. So the lady outside, the kooky lady, she runs off crying like, they're mean witches.
Which is also true.
It's true. She called it with Piper there. She was doing the world a service and they undid all the good that she did. So they're like, well, how do we contact Tempest? He's like a higher level demon despite having stupid hair and being easily defeated. So how do we contact him? And then Prue's like, no, Cole's like an upper level demon. Why don't you go down and find Cole and Phoebe and then he'll do a favor because he'll do favors for Phoebe. So Leo's like, all right, I'll orb to the underworld, but yeah, you can't contact me while I'm down there. You know, so if my wife gets shot, you're screwed. So in the underworld, Cole's just wandering around. I don't know what happened between scenes, but apparently like Phoebe went to some other room in the underworld. And he's like,
using the cave toilet.
She's using the cave toilet. I just love seeing Cole like in his sneakers and robe, just kind of walking around next to the hay.
What do they have? Do they just have like an outhouse? Like they must have some kind of toilets down there for the demons.
Maybe they pee in the corner. You know?
Just cover it up with hay.
Yeah, that's what all
sawdust.
Sawdust and peanut shells. Yeah. And so he's like, "Hey Phoebe, Source is coming to town. My boss is coming to dinner. You got to get out of here. Oh my god, my boss is coming!
And,
he put on his
Source
big
is
boy
gonna
pants.
be so mad if he comes home and he finds you here.
My boss is already mad at me because of you, Phoebe.
Cole, I told you not to have any witches over. Mamma mia!
It's playing the Seinfeld like music. Anyway. So this is when Leo orbs in, and Cole's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, he's done something crazy, like, and then he can't just orb out. Oh, he just orbs out. Whatever.
You can't just visit me.
You can just visit me? Why is he? I don't know. There's so many things they skim over in this episode. And Leo explains the situation. He's like, here's what's going on. That's why the Source is here. So you gotta contact Tempest about this situation. And Cole says, well, I don't have the power to summon Tempest, the stupid haired David Carradine. He's way out of my league. So Phoebe's like, no, but you could convince the Source to do it, because apparently you can't summon Tempest, but you can convince the Source of all evil to do this favor for you.
Can't go lower to Tempest. You can go all the way to the top to the Source.
Yeah. It's a good thing Phoebe never gets a bug up her butt about Cole and the Source later and blames him for every stray negative thought that enters her mind, or this whole storyline might seem kind of dumb in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
And Leo's like, all right, well, the Source will probably want to help us because this is going to help demons too. He doesn't want them to be exposed. So I don't know. I guess the demons don't want exposure. They want to sneak around
like
some.
They shouldn't really care. Like, why wouldn't they just want to go around blowing people up and doing whatever the hell they want?
Yeah.
Oh no, we've been exposed.
So Cole's like, all right, fine. So he wanders over to the Source's part of hell to ask.
Just like he's the one who's got some part of this stupid place. It's not just a regular cave set.
Yeah, he's got this kind of like red skyline. I think they've used it for other stuff before because it's a set they have. It's usually like kind of a graveyard part of hell. They've had some other parts of the underworld, but it's usually the cave stuff.
Yeah.
So, as we noted earlier, this is the first on-screen appearance of the Source, and it's really different than this melty face guy that they do later.
It's like this kind of angel of death look. He's got wings and stuff and the big hood. You can't see the face.
Yeah, he's got this big crushed velvet hood and yeah, big wings, these claws, and you don't see his face, and he carries a sword
big
too.
Sword,
So they definitely are going for this kind of like Lucifer look for him, you know, like a fallen angel type thing. And at some point,
such a better look for him. And then they just made him such a little wiener.
I do feel like at some point when they decided they were going to do more with him than have him give orders, like maybe walk around some, maybe the wings were a little unwieldy, or they decided they needed to see his face so he could emote more or something.
All they did was nerf the stupid character.
They really came up with a lame Lamerson. And I think there was an episode too where they say that the Source looks like Balthazar, like reminds them of Balthazar. And I think this is supposed to be a reference to the fact that the Balthazar actor played him in his first appearance. But this was during the melty-faced era where it was a different guy. It was just some wiener with a half-melted face that gets defeated super easily a lot.
Smeagol or some shit.
Yeah. I just always think of that last appearance where they just brought him in for like 5 minutes and then he gets sucked into a portal like, that's the Source to me.
Yeah, like here he's actually somewhat imposing. Like, why would they make it such a stupid downgrade later?
Yeah. I do kind of feel like the reveal of the Source in this episode is a little bit abrupt, like for all of the build-up, like it is kind of a letdown.
They could have built it up a little better, but I do think overall the appearance and stuff is good. They could have just built on this later.
Yeah, he's just there, and then Cole's like, hey, what's up, Source? And it's like, you had this whole storyline building up to the source of all evil, and this was the eventual reveal of him.
But I mean, imagine if it was the stupid little troll man.
Yeah, it was the troll man.
Like, that would have been
That's him
way
under
worse.
The robe, okay?
If you just suddenly cut to that, the source of all evil, please. Will you listen to me? I don't think so.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
So the Source is like, well, I think Tempest is too weak to turn back time. If he does this, it could destroy him. Why does he care? Is he buddies with Tempest? Like, and he also calls him Tempest, which is not his name.
Tempest.
He says Tempest. The subtitles write Tempest, but he definitely says Tempest, which is not his name. So maybe he's not that concerned about him destroying himself. I guess maybe he did, because I don't think Tempest ever comes up again after this. And then the source is like, don't try and pretend like this is for me, Cole. I know about you betraying me. I know about your witch. I know about all this stuff. But I guess he's going to let bygones be bygones and call in this favor if he gets Phoebe to join their side. He's like, well, why would Phoebe agree to that? Well, maybe to save one of her sisters.
I sense how evil she is.
He says this is so that she'll agree to it to save one of her sisters, because in the next scene, that's when Piper dies. But how does he know Piper's going to die? Yeah. It doesn't seem like the source displayed any future knowing abilities in any other episode.
No, but
maybe he had someone like telling him.
Source.
Yeah, they did get a worse source. They did have a seer working with him, so maybe she was off screen saying whatever shit was going on.
Yeah. It's better this way, that maybe the source can know some of these things, makes him more intimidating.
Yeah.
Everything was so much better about how they executed this, and then they just made him stupid.
And whatever. So in the next scene, Piper is shot. She's shot by the kooky lady with a sniper rifle. Yeah. I don't know from the angle, too. Like, she shoots straight through Piper. Because, you can see the exit wound on the front. Yeah. It went straight through her, but it doesn't shoot Prue, who's directly in front of her.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. I don't know how the lady also got on top of her van with a sniper rifle in the middle of this crowd with all the police, and no one noticed this until after she shot.
Like, what was her shot, too? Like, on top of a van, like, through the window? Like, it seems like there's a bunch of bushes there and stuff. I don't know how she got a clean shot
she was a good shot.
Maybe she used her magic. Maybe she was magic.
She's like, I killed the evil witch. And it's like, yeah, she did. Yay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it does play Ding Dong the Witches.
This is okay. From this point in the episode until the end, I feel, except for the Phoebe scenes, exclude that. I feel are actually pretty damn good, to be honest. So you got Piper dying in Prue's arms, and she's
dying in her arms tonight.
She's dying in her arms tonight. She's got this fatal wound. She's crying over her. She's desperately calling for Leo. She can't get contact with him. So she books it outside with Piper to try and get her to the hospital. Nobody's moving. Everyone's shouting at her. And so she starts just flinging people left and right. Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's very good.
I think this is Prue's best scene in the entire show.
Sure, yeah.
Like, she's flinging people left and right, trying to save her sister. And like, man, she was so damn good in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And they fired her after this episode. Like, what a stupid show.
She's acting her heart out, too, during the Piper death scene at the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they don't do anything that good for the reverse of when Prue's dead next season.
No! Well, okay, I think Holly Marie Combs does a pretty good job. Alyssa Milano could not fucking give a shit. Could barely hide her grin that Shannen Doherty was gone from the show.
It's not done as well as this one.
No. It is an excellent scene where Prue is dealing with Piper's death. And again, fired her after the episode. She was too good for Charmed. So anyway, they get to the hospital. Dr. Griffiths is there. He's disposed with his toupee. I guess he's back to work.
This is TV toupee.
His TV toupee. He's pulling a Shatner.
Yeah.
So he gets back to business. He's trying to save Piper's life, but she dramatically dies. Yay! End of episode. Oh man, like you can see, like Prue's like her hands are covered in blood. She's like crying and getting blood all over her face. Like, I
do think it's funny. They open up Piper's chest to operate or whatever. Like, we can't take her bra.
Chest.
Yeah,
they don't check her chest.
Well, I mean, maybe they should have. They try and get the bullet out. But,
I guess, yeah.
But yeah, they open up her shirt. Like, we can't take her bra off though because it's TV.
I guess it was a gut wound, so I guess they didn't need to. I don't know, but I guess they had to put equipment and stuff on her, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She dies, and then Prue's like, "Get out!" And in the underworld, Cole tells Phoebe the source's terms, and Piper's dead. Phoebe, I don't know, smells a wet fart, I guess.
Yeah, it's such.
Huh? She does not react to Piper's death that much.
No. Like, even when Leo comes back, too, and confirms it, she just goes,
Well, he
because at first Leo's kind of like, I don't really believe you. And he's like, well, go up and check for yourself, dummy.
Yeah. Alyssa Milano just seems completely checked out. I do kind of get, like, maybe Phoebe is like, okay, we're going to reverse this. I'm going to keep myself together till like whatever. But I do think Alyssa Milano was just checked out.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't come off very well.
No. At the hospital, some SWAT team guys try to get into the hospital room, and then Prue beats the shit out of them. She's flinging them, she's kicking them, using her karate skills. She's like, get the fuck out of here.
I do think, like, if you had a moment with Phoebe where, she's about to get emotional, she pulls it back because she's trying to do something. That way you could make it still seem like she's, trying to work through this.
I feel like if Shannen Doherty did not hate Alyssa Milano's guts, she might have had her do that. But like, let's just get the scenes over with. Or whatever. Okay, we're done. One take, yeah, we're fine.
What'd she do? I don't care. That one's in the can.
This wasn't even in focus. No, don't worry about it.
In fact, put it more out of focus.
Yeah, we'll focus on the hay in the background, please. She's like, more hay. That was her insistence. I will direct it only if you cover the floor in hay. Do it.
Phoebe's more hay than witchness.
So this is when Leo shows up at the hospital. He sees his dead wife who hates him. And Brian Krause, man, he's trying.
Yeah.
But he cannot hold a candle to what Shannen Doherty was doing, so it comes off kind of lame.
Yeah.
Like, he's crying, and he doesn't have a lot of time to fit this in because he doesn't really get, like, a big scene over this. He's got to go back to, so he's got to kind of rush this mourning his dead wife.
It's not even that horrible, but it is doesn't compare to what Shannen Doherty did.
It doesn't feel as devastating and raw, and, I think part of it is because he doesn't have a lot of time, but part of it is, like, I don't know if Brian Krause could quite pull it off. Mm-hmm. I think he did better in other episodes, but this one he had to do more stuff, so he had to get out of there. But anyway, Prue basically tells him to stop being a little bitch and make this right.
Yeah.
Get out!
Yeah, go fix this. Prue putting him in his place.
Get out of here! So this is when Phoebe takes the deal. She is trapped in the underworld forever. Well, good thing the storyline is wrapped up and not just a sentence in the next episode. Or kind of undercut this whole thing, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, good thing that, Cole and Leo helped her escape the underworld. Too bad we couldn't save Prue. Anyway, funeral. Like, and then she's just sort of like, yeah, I'm kind of bummed it happened. Like, there is no time given for her to mourn her sister's death. Mm-hmm. It's all about, like, Piper not being able to accept this, and then they bring Paige in. They got a lot of their stuff going on, but, like, really the follow-up to this is pathetic as far as Phoebe's character is concerned.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever really have an episode where they seem to have a moment about Phoebe's thoughts about she basically traded one sister's life for another.
Yeah.
Like,
It could have been something.
Yeah, and like, all of this, it was for what? Like, to undo something that didn't really get undone.
No, they did it worse.
And then for her to stay in the underworld, but she didn't. So, like, what did she get out of this deal? Nothing?
No.
And Phoebe's like, all right, I agree to this only if you're going to warn Piper and Prue about Shax Cole. And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. But then the source is like, ha, detain him. So I guess that explains why he didn't get there to warn them.
Yeah.
And then
he's also like, get rid of Phoebe too.
Yeah, he says get rid of Phoebe too, but it's like, I don't know why he bothered with any of this other stuff if the idea was he just wanted to kill Phoebe, because he could have just had Tempest reverse time and then killed Phoebe on his own. Why do you have to do the, like, you agree to this?
I don't know. I would feel like it would have, the idea would have been that she would come in and then you'd, easily take her out. But they don't follow up on that, so.
And he's also like, well, I want to kill her so that I don't have to deal with the thing with Cole and her, and I won't have to worry about the Charmed Ones anymore. But, like, one of them's already dead.
Mm-hmm.
Another one's about to get sniped, because Prue is almost about to get sniped in the face before they reverse time, and then she just dies a different way.
Yeah, honestly, reversing time didn't make much sense for him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have to actually do it if he's just going to betray them immediately.
Yeah, but, I mean, also, if he was just worried about exposure, and time isn't affected in the underworld, which they established, just kill Phoebe, and then reverse time, and then let the other two get killed.
Or don't bother reversing time.
Or don't bother. Well, I mean, if he was worried about exposure, he still could have done it without doing any of that. I'm saying either way, they could have done this.
I feel like it makes the most sense for him to not actually care about reversing time.
Well, whatever. Nothing makes sense.
No.
Time reverses. Piper and Prue are blasted through the wall again. Prue dies. Also, because Phoebe is gone, so does Dr. Griffiths. The end.
Yeah.
They don't save
They
their
did
innocent.
it.
The end.
We didn't save anyone. The game machine. Another innocent bites the dust.
Did they change the end credits music for this one too, or was it just a different one they occasionally used? I feel like it was a little less,
Yeah. I think there's a slight variation.
like a more dramatic one for this cliffhanger ending. Anyway, what are your final thoughts on All Hell Breaks Loose?
Messy in parts, but it's also really good in parts for this show, so it's uneven, but it's pretty good overall, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that outside of the Phoebe scenes, it's a pretty damn good episode. The directing was really good. I thought Shannen Doherty did really good with double duty, because she had a lot of really heavy scenes alongside directing it.
They should have just ironed out some of those kinks in the script and stuff and had a better reveal shot for the source.
Yeah, there are some weaknesses in the script and some inconsistencies, but as far as charm goes, I mean, like, they could have had a lot of the inconsistencies they had if just the quality of the show was there with it. But unfortunately, the show just takes a huge dive in quality, starting with season 4 and definitely season 5 on gets really bad.
Yeah, 4 is kind of like, sometimes it's still okay.
The first half, and then they get into the coal stuff, and that's when the end.
Yeah, that just gets annoying.
All right, Phelan, do you have a Carman or a Margoyle?
Yeah, Margoyle, Phoebe, surprise. Because she sucks. And she should have been the one to die. Wrong sister died.
Wrong sister died.
It's really, imagine if Phoebe had died. It would have been such a better show going forward.
The what ifs.
And the Carman is Prue. Flinging people everywhere.
She was the only
trying with acting.
Yeah, she was the only one who cared.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Team Carman. It's got to be Prue. Prue was the hero of the episode. If you're gonna go out on one, I guess this is the one to go out on. She went out. She got out while the getting's good, even if it wasn't her say. Margoyle is going to be Alyssa Milano. I'm not even going to say Phoebe. Alyssa Milano did some real bullshit here. Loser.
Yeah. It's like my Carman's kind of also Shannen Doherty / Prue.
Yeah. She did a good job. Good job, Shannen Doherty. All right, anything else you want to add?
No.
All right. Well, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, we'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, or reviewed wherever you're enjoying this podcast on. You can find us in audio form wherever podcasts are enjoyed. You can also find us on YouTube under youtube.com/movie nights the series and youtube.com/Phalis. You can support us on Patreon, see videos ahead of time, or vote for the next Charmed Rewind on patreon.com/movie nights. And Phelan's Patreon is patreon.com/Phalis. Thanks to Peter Hunter for editing this podcast for us and for the amazing theme song. You can find him at Pretor Hunter on most socials and including on YouTube. And you can also enjoy his podcast, The Monsters Are Due Podcast.com, which is a Twilight Zone podcast that he does with his wife. What hashtags do you want to use, Phelan? Hashtag this blows.
Hashtag wrong sister died.
Yeah, I think that's a good one to end it on. All right, well, that'll do it for us, guys. We'll see you on the next podcast. Bye, Charmanders.